Hello everyone. So I don't have technically a proper introduction to this, but I'm going to be showing my makeup collection today. And yeah, so let's go ahead and get started. So starting with my bookshelf, right above my bookshelf, I actually have all of my makeup brushes. So they're kind of organized by smallest brushes, like in this container. These are all from the Container Store, by the way. Medium brushes, and these are all eyeshadow brushes. Back here are my medium face brushes, and then finally the big fluffy powder brushes in the back. And I like this setup just because they're more organized and I can see all of the brushes that I like and like my most used brushes, etc., etc. Then over here I actually have a lot of my makeup setting sprays. So the MAC Prep and Prime, I have an Urban Decay one back here, my Smashbox Photo Finish Primer, which I love. And then also I have a Quick Change from Bare Minerals, which is amazing, and also some more deep cleaning brush cleaners back here as well. And then from here, if I turn this way, you can see my huge Alex 9 drawer set. This is from IKEA. Almost everyone has one. It's kind of a cliche here on YouTube, but I will say this thing holds a lot. I actually have two. I have one at home and then I have one here. I love it. It's very sturdy, like you can't really move it that much. And then on top, what I have is I have a lava lamp, and then I have my jewelry, what is it, jewelry rack? Jewelry holder? I don't know. This is from World Market. I thought it was really pretty, and I have a couple of like, you know, jewelry pieces up here that I really like. I have a mirror right here that I like. I'll take off sometimes, but I also just think it's kind of pretty. These are actually a couple new products that I got from the Sephora VIB sale, so I haven't found places for them yet. I also haven't tried them yet. So that's kind of on my to-do list. So I just keep them up here just so I remember to use them. So for my first drawer, this is actually my foundation drawer for the most part. So back here you can see all of my foundations, high-end as well as drugstore. So my most used are probably the Marc Jacobs one, and then also probably my Chanel Vita Lumiere Aqua one, which this is so good. I love it so much. And I have a bunch of different shades of stuff because in Oregon, I tend to pale out, but in California, when it's summertime, I tend to tan up a lot. So I just kind of, you know, have a bunch of different foundations that I can also mix together and stuff. That way I get the perfect shade. So I also have a bunch of beauty blenders. These are all clean. They're just kind of stained now. This is the Real Techniques one, like the original beauty blender and stuff back there. Then over here, I have all of my like chapsticks slash like lip balms and stuff. So a lot of baby lips. I have a couple of Color Whispers from Maybelline. These I actually really love. This is probably my favorite. Which one is it? Lust for Blush. And it's really beautiful, and it's nice mauve-y color, and I think it's pretty. So I keep all those up here. And then I also have my favorite chapstick of life, which is the chapstick Candy Cane flavor, I guess it's called. Anyway, it's really good. I love it. I stock up on this stuff. Michael, one of my friends, introduced me to it, and I've literally been obsessed, so I keep them everywhere. Then over here I have my concealers, my most used being probably the Urban Decay Naked Skin one, and then also probably the MAC concealer next. But like I said, I get a bunch of different colors of concealers just because my coloring changes so much that I need to have different colors. Then I also have a couple of just like sample foundations. I have my not Forever 21, oh my gosh, Makeup Forever HD setting powder. It's just the translucent one. I love this stuff. Oh my gosh, I keep on messing up my words. A MAC concealer palette, which I actually really like as well. So down here I have all of my brow stuff. So a lot of Anastasia stuff, like the brow powders, the brow pomade, a couple of the Brow Wiz right here, Benefit Gimme Brow, and just some like setting gels. What is it called? Like just setting clear brow gel, whatever. And then also I have a MAC Painterly Paint Pot as well. The next drawer down is probably my favorite drawer. It's my lipstick drawer. I love it. I use quite a bit. Some of them are more colorful, so I don't use them all the time. But probably one of my most used products is the, what is it called? Maybelline Color Elixir, and this is in caramel infused, and this is just a beautiful, almost like a lip gloss, but it can kind of stain too, so I really, really like it. But I have a bunch of different colors because I just love the formulation. I have a NYX, what is it? Lip Butter lipstick. That one's fine. Essence, a couple of Essence ones, Revlon lip butters, and some NYX Wicked lipsticks. I love these. I'm sad I didn't get more because these colors are actually stunning. This one's in green, this one's in blue. And then I also have like a gold one, which actually looks good on an everyday wear. It's so pretty. Then behind that, I have a couple of Make It Forever lipsticks. And then these aren't in any, well, these are in like kind of brightest to darkest, but it doesn't have any, like I don't follow the numbers on the top, but these are all Maybelline lipsticks. Behind that, I have a couple of CoverGirl ones, 2 NYX ones that I don't really like that much, a couple of Milani, 2 Revlon Fire and Ice, which was on accident. I didn't realize I already had one. That was my bad. And a couple of high-end lipsticks. So this is Givenchy. This packaging is just absolutely beautiful. I love it. All the high-end packaging is all really pretty. A couple of YSL one, a Chanel one, Christian Dior. What is this? Christian Dior Lip Glow. This is great. It's kind of like the baby lips, except more pigmented, and it really does hydrate your lips, and it's just really pretty on an everyday basis. This is kind of the one that it's like a no fuss. It gives you color, but you don't have to necessarily have a mirror to use it. Then all of my MAC lipsticks, these are kind of the limited edition ones. So limited edition packaging and stuff, which, oh, I love them so much. They're so pretty. I have a couple of limited edition in the more regular packaging as well. But I also have just a regular MAC collection. Like I have Rebel, Diva, all the really well-known ones, Candy Yum Yum, all those down here. They're not in really any particular order, but yeah, I just like keeping them all right here. Then I have a couple of Victoria's Secret lipsticks, which are actually really good. Like I was pleasantly surprised. My most used red lipstick, which is the Rimmel Kate Moss 111 Kiss of Life. It's really, really pretty. I highly suggest checking it out. It's very flattering on many different skin tones. Then I just have kind of a couple of like sample lipsticks almost, that they come in like the Sephora favorites. And it's a good way just to try different brands. Like I have a little Kat Von D one as well. And then a Topshop lipstick, which I don't really use that much because it's a really bright color. And then I have a couple of OCC lip tars, so a more wearable one, and then I have a couple of like crazy colors. And then back here, if I can like dig back here, I have a couple of Marc Jacob lipsticks. Unfortunately, they do not fit in this container that, oh yeah, by the way, I got these containers from the Container Store as per usual. They don't fit in these little slots, so I actually have to keep them back here. Christian Dior Creme de Rose, which is a beautiful lip balm. I mean, it's, now that I have the chapstick ones that I'm obsessed with, I don't use this as much, which is probably a good thing because this stuff is super expensive, but I still do really like it. And then finally I have my lip liners, and these kind of range everything from like really deep colors to more neutrals. And then I also have a couple of red ones in there as well. And then here I have some of like chubby sticks, I think is what they're called. I don't know. Like Revlon lipsticks. They're really pretty. I love them a lot. A Tarte one, and then I have a couple of L'Oreal ones that are also beautiful as well. The next drawer is more face products. So I have a lot of blushes right here, and they kind of range from everything from NYX to like MAC. I have a couple of Bobbi Brown ones, I think, a Topshop one as well. I have a Tarte foundation technically, but I use this as a powder. An e.l.f. high definition powder down here as well. I have a big NARS blush palette and a NARS bronzer palette as well. Then in the middle I have a couple of drugstore bronzers, a couple of bronzers in MAC limited edition packaging. Back here I have a bunch of highlighters. So this is probably my favorite. It's MAC and it's Lightscapade. Yeah, it is. It's so pretty. I love it. Champagne Pop from Becca. Another MAC. I think this is just a Skin Finish Soft and Gentle, I mean. And then I have like a Benefit Hoola bronzer back here and a couple other little products back there as well. I actually have a Chanel blush in this, but I like keeping it in the case because, I don't know, I think it's really pretty, so I just kind of keep it back there. A couple of little highlighter samples. These are for more contouring from MAC. I can't remember what are the colors. Harmony and Sculpt. And then a Tarte bronzer but I think it's just a little sample bronzer, and a Too Faced bronzer that smells like chocolate, and it's amazing. And then over here, kind of like, I don't know, little tiny samples. This I use to travel a lot. It's just a NARS, I think it's NARS, what is it? It's in Deep Throat. And it's just a little travel sized blush that I take a lot instead of having to bring this whole palette if I'm going somewhere just for a short period of time. So yeah, that's all my bronzers and blushes and stuff. The next drawer below that is kind of single eyeshadows, pigments, and then all of my eyeliners and stuff. So these aren't really in any particular order. I have a lot of pressed pigments, loose pigments over here. There's like a galactic one. And these are just single MAC eyeshadows. I probably should depot these. I just can't be bothered, I guess. A couple of more colorful MAC colors, like a Jane Cosmetics one and a Sephora one as well. They're all really pretty. These are all like beautiful. Like, look at the packaging. It's just stunning, and like the colors are also really pretty. This is Sephora in Mermaid Tail, which even looks like a mermaid tail. Oh, it's so pretty. And then like a MAC, I think this is MAC Nylon, yeah, and then just a couple of other MAC single shadows. I have a couple of Wet n Wild ones down here. This is a great transition shade in Creme Brulee, and then Wet n Wild Panther black eyeshadow. And then I just have a couple of little samples that I got from like Ipsy bags and stuff as well. And then on this side, I have a bunch of MAC pigments, and I keep them in their packaging just because that way I can see the colors instead of having to only see the tops of them, like this one. Yeah, so these are kind of in rainbow order. I love MAC pigments, they're so good. And then I have like a couple other pigments back there, but these are definitely more glittery. Then back here, I have a couple of like base coats, so NARS and NYX, and these are really good. The NYX one is actually surprisingly good. It's very similar to the NARS one because I get really oily eyelids, and these don't let any of my eyeshadows budge, so these are really good. And then down here I have some mascaras. So I have like the Benefit Roller Lash. These are all my most used mascaras, I guess. Maybelline The Rocket, which is amazing, I love it. And YSL one as well. The Benefit Roller Lash I like, but I don't like it as much as my YSL one or my Maybelline one. So I'm just kind of using it, and I probably won't buy it again. But I just really want to try it. And then I have a bunch of eyeliners and what are they? Liquid liners and stuff. I love the Kat Von D one a lot, and actually I really like the Stila one as well. This L'Oreal one I've been trying out, and I really, really like it as well. Then I have a couple of eyelash curlers. My most used ones are the Chanel ones because they work the best, unfortunately. Then I have a couple of Maybelline color tattoos and a bunch of just gel eyeliners that I really like. I actually didn't like the Inglot one, unfortunately, but I'll use it up until it's gone. And then I have some lash glue, some glitter glue for like the pigments and stuff, and then a MAC face primer down there. The next drawer is kind of chaotic. This is what I call my backup drawer slash sample drawer slash kind of throw it all in there drawer. I have a couple of like glitters for, or I have a couple of like, they're like not gemstones. What are they called? Like rhinestones for like kind of certain makeup looks. I have a couple of lashes. These are probably my favorite of all the ones I've tried so far. Some like perfume samples. I have a face primer down here that's like a backup one, and like just kind of new products that I haven't used yet, or that I'm waiting to use up something else before I get it out and use it. So there's just a bunch of samples. Foundation samples. I also have a lot of nail art stuff in here, like an Ipsy bag that I didn't want to open, or I opened it, but I didn't need to use any of these quite yet, so I just keep it in here. And yeah, this is kind of a chaotic drawer, but this is where I kind of stuff a bunch of samples, eyelashes, etc., etc., just kind of all goes into this drawer. So yeah, let's just close that because it's just too chaotic to look at. The next drawer is probably my next favorite drawer. I'm gonna actually kneel down because it'll be easier. Oh, my palette drawer. This is my palette drawer. This is probably one of my favorite drawers because I love eyeshadow palettes. I use these probably more than the single eyeshadows, just because they have more colors and I like certain brands, etc., etc. So on top, I actually have a Charlotte Tilbury palette, the Dolce Vita. This is beautiful. This is my first Charlotte Tilbury palette that I've gotten, so yeah, I'm gonna have to look into getting more. But these are actually in like letter files, I think they're called. Yeah, so they all kind of like fit individually, which I really like. And I got these from the Container Store as well. So I have the Semi-Sweet Chocolate Bar palette from Too Faced, a couple of L'Oreal La Palette Nude, a Marc Jacobs palette that I keep in its case just so it doesn't get all messed up. A Too Faced palette. This is probably my most used palette as of recently. Because this color right here, I actually like made this, like I picked out 4 different colors myself, but this is the best transition shade of life, for me at least, because it matches my skin tone really well, and it's called Soft Peach, and I just love it. It makes blending so much easier. It's amazing. So I'm definitely gonna have to look into more Anastasia eyeshadows as well. Then I have a Sigma Resort palette. I like it. I don't use it a lot just because the colors, they're really pretty, but they're very summery, so I don't need those as of recently. 2 Lorac Pro palettes, or both of them. I use the first one definitely far more than the second one, which I mean, that's just personal preference. And then I have all of the Urban Decay Naked palettes as well. So the original, second, third, and then the Naked Smoky palette. Back here, I have a bunch of drugstore palettes, so a couple of Wet n Wild ones. The Maybelline Blushed palette, which I actually haven't used yet. I got that in a BeautyCon bag, so yeah, I need to use that. Then back here are all my colorful palettes. You can't see, but like down here, it's a bunch of Sephora palettes, which I really actually like because they have a lot of colors in them. An Urban Decay Vice palette, which is beautiful. And then probably one of my favorite palettes is the BH Cosmetics Galaxy Chic palette, and this is just beautiful. Look at all of these colors. Oh, I love it so much. Just another BH Cosmetics palette down here, and then finally an Urban Decay Electric palette, which I love. I use that a lot too, and an Inglot palette that I created at the Inglot store. So yeah, those are all my palettes. This is technically the last makeup drawer. So this has all of my nail polish. So I don't actually get my nails done at a salon. I actually paint them myself. So I collect a lot of nail polish colors because that's what I do. I don't know. I just like nail polish a lot. So they're kind of in rainbow order. So like the pinks and the reds and stuff are up front. And then back here are more glittery polishes and / top coats and stuff. And over here I keep a lot of lip glosses. This is like a Chanel one. And what is it? $169. This is beautiful. So I have a bunch of NYX ones down here as well. I also have a couple of liquid lipsticks in here as well. These are the more nudes / lighter pinks. Back here are more vibrant colors, so the more reds. And then back here is kind of like colors that don't really fit in either of those categories, so I just kind of shove them back here. Like a couple of Inglot ones, like lip glosses that obviously do not fit into any of these categories. This is probably my most recent purchase. It's Anastasia Beverly Hills Liquid Lipstick in Heathers. This is beautiful. I love it. I also have, I think, one in Potion somewhere down here. Oh, no. Well, I don't know where it is. But, so those are like the more darker lip glosses back here. And then I have I have a bunch of these. The Rimmel lip lacquers. These are really beautiful. They're kind of a hybrid between a what is it, like a liquid lipstick and a lip gloss, and I think it's kind of like the best combination. A couple of these you have to use lip liners because they will bleed, but if you do, then they stay on for like ever. My favorite is probably Burning Lava. So, and then there's just a bunch of nudes. I have a couple of NARS ones, NYX in beige, which is like classic. Yeah, so I just have like a bunch. I have like a couple of Kat Von D ones, liquid lipsticks as well. And yeah, so this is technically my last makeup drawer. But below that, which actually opened by itself, well, that was weird. I have like just like Q-tips and stuff. Makeup bags, like travel makeup bags back here. My jewelry bag, whatever this is. And then below that, I actually have my kind of like artist drawer. So I have like little canvases, like glitters, like paints and stuff. Bigger canvases down here, and just like random miscellaneous items and stuff that I kind of just keep. And I think I have some paintbrushes down there too. So yeah, that is my big Alex 9 drawer. So I hope you enjoyed this little tour, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys!